Yeah, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemi Al Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, that taught us His truth. Blessings to the elect and the remnant of Israelites or scattered worldwide who are predestined to be saved, man. And this is just a little quick video, not too long, and I'll entitle it, alright, after the scripture, alright, 2 Corinthians 13:8. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. All right? You can't do anything against the truth because, like they say, they have this saying, what's it called? Like when you have your media outlets and so forth, and they bring out different stories and so forth, and in business circles, in corporate circles, even sometimes scandals, all right, in the different companies and so forth, or certain things that happen in the corporate world. Sometimes stories that come out can damage the reputation of a company, all right. It can, their share price can go down, their stocks can plummet, etc. But when it comes to this truth, right, and the truth of our true identity, you can demonize it. You can do anything you want. You can call us bywords, as it says in Deuteronomy 28 verse 37, and call us black Hebrew Israelites, all this madness. But you know what it's doing? It's waking up the Lord's elect. That's the main thing. The Lord has orchestrated these different people in so-called mainstream society, so-called celebrities, all right, to say things, because the Bible tells you man's goings are of the Lord, right? How can a man understand his own way? And I saw this interview, all right, with this puppet, and he's just a puppet, Tucker Carlson, all right. Now, Tucker Carlson did an interview with Vladimir Putin, all right, a couple of months ago, and he's left Fox News, and he's got his own platform and so forth, etc. But he was in another interview recently, and he mentioned us, and he mentioned us as so-called black Hebrew Israelites, all right. Now, let me play this.
And to run out there in a preventative way before the actual interview aired to the public. Well, I certainly have my issues with Tucker Carlson because he certainly used his platform on Fox News to engage in some very hot white supremacist, suspected white supremacist rhetoric. It's unquestionable, right? But concerning this particular thing, in terms of meeting with the world leader so we can get his viewpoint, that sounds like good journalism. Or is there an agenda for which the powers that shouldn't be don't want us to be privy to? I want you to watch this clip of a follow-up interview that he did on a platform recently, discussing his interview with Vladimir Putin. Watch this.
I really felt like we were just speaking so far past each other that we would never come to. It's I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, and and especially when I decided or concluded that he really meant it, I was like, that's just too freaking weird to me. I was interviewing a guy one time, and he started talking about the black Israelites, and we're the real Jews, and I was like, and it wasn't on camera, but I was like, it was so far out to me that I was like, we'll never kind of understand common terms on that.
Okay, family, did you see that? Did you see that? Wow, right? So Tucker Carlson goes on, that was Lex Friedman, broadcast his show, and in the course of his interview, just so you understand that the context of that, when he led into black Hebrew Israelites, he was talking about how during this interview he couldn't believe or agree with Vladimir Putin that there were Nazis in his notion of denazifying Ukraine. Well, Tucker Carlson is in denial because there are certified elements of that in Ukraine as we speak.
Yep.
And billions of our tax dollars go to support it. So he just needs to do his research on that as a good
Yep.
He is in complete denial because his mind is programmed to believe that it's only Europeans and Caucasians that can claim that spiritual religious sect.
That's right. And the interview is talking about now that guy that is interviewing him. He's the same guy that interviewed what's his name? This guy. What he's called himself, Friedman, whatever his name is. He interviewed Kanye West, or Ye, he called himself. You know, and he in the interview, Ye basically said that we're the real Jews. He can't be, accused of discriminating because he's a Semite himself, and he is. He's a bugged out one, but we are Israelites from Shem. All right. So this guy here knows exactly what Tucker Carlson's talking about, man. All right. And Tucker Carlson was talking about Vladimir Putin, and then all of a sudden he skips and talks about, I interviewed a guy off camera and stuff like that, you know, and he said that the blacks are the real Jews, and that was so way out there. He's talking about when he met the apostles, all right? And I'm going to show you in the video. But the one thing we have to understand is that all these situations, all right, like that interview or anything, it's doing a good thing, all right? It's basically the Lord is getting the word out, all right, and using people in mainstream society, all right, and letting them talk about us being God's chosen people, whether it be in a derogatory way, or or in a way where they're advocating for us or against us. He was basically advocating against us and saying, this is far out and crazy. But this is the interaction that he had with our teachers, the Apostles of Great Millstone. I remember this video. Let's click this. And this is a beautiful scripture because we were dead. We were dead spiritually. Okay? Like it tells you that dead bodies will, will be in the city, etc., etc. All right, and when it talks about our dead bodies, it's talking about our people not knowing who they are. Our people were dead spiritually, man, because we didn't have the knowledge of who we are. We were discontinued from our heritage. All right, So when you look at Revelations 11:11, it said after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them, and they stood up on their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And that's what's happening. What's happening now is that a lot of these Edomites, these other nations, but mainly Edomites, they're seeing us in order, out on the streets, teaching the word. And when they come up to us, most of the times they come up and they think, to come up to mock us, and in their mind they're thinking, what are these niggas doing? Let me find out what these niggas are doing. Then when they come up 5 minutes later, they're cursing us out and saying, racial slurs and stuff. You know why? Because the spirit of life, the Holy Spirit, is entered into us, and now we are alive because we know who we are. We know our language, our culture, our heritage. Okay, so you can't do anything against the truth. It's just helping the truth. It's helping get that word out there. All right, and the word needs to come out to do what? To seal the elect, man. All right.
I was interviewing a guy one time, and he started talking about the black Israelites.
And he never said black Israelites. Again, that's another lie, slander. All right, keep watching. That's right.
We were enslaved under you.
And it wasn't on camera, but I was like, I don't That was so far out to me that I don't know.
We didn't have a choice. Well, provided that you're an Edomite. If you're an Edomite, then you're going to slavery.
I was like, we'll never kind of understand common terms on that.
You see that? You know, you see that? We'll never understand. No, he understands fully, man. All right, but he met our teachers, apostles, a great millstone, and we give double honors unto them. All right, and they're a good example of how leaders should be, because they're not just leaders, you know, of an Israelite camp, an Israelite group, and they're giving out orders, and us, we go out on the street and teach, and they don't. They go out every week as well. All right, that's why we give double honors unto them, you know. We give them double honors. Unlike these other groups, Nate, the great commanding General Yohana, how often do they go out on the street and teach, man? You know? So that was the interaction years ago, and I remember that video. And so Tucker Carlson was talking about that interaction, all right? So he knows, and that guy that was interviewing knows, okay? Because I remember... All right, I remember, was it? Yeah, it was Kanye West. There's a video I did well over a year ago now. Let me try and see if I can find it. And it had Ye, or is his name Ye? Yeah. Whatever he calls himself, man. I think he calls himself Ye or you know, I mean, he's bugged out, but the mind control program in the MK Ultra must have stopped working, and for a bit, and Ye came out and started saying, listen, no, you know, we are the people of the book, you know, we are the true Jews, and it was that guy interviewed him. I remember that one. Let me try and see if I got it here. And it was a damn good interview as well. It's okay. So they're trying to be slick, you know. They're always using that byword, saying what's it called? Saying what's it called? We're black Hebrew Israelites and all this kind of stuff. Black is a color, all right. It's not a nationality. It's just a color. You know, it's a social construct that these Edomites made up. They call themselves white, all right, which means white, you know, purity, and black is death and mourning, you know, and basically it's a mind control thing, you know, and sadly a lot of our people it's worked, you know. That's why a lot of our people, they hate who they are, okay. And yeah, that's it. A double-minded man. I think this is it.
Ran to distance itself from him after a series of offensive anti-Semitic comments in recent days.
Stop comparing tragedies. And
yeah, this is the interview.
This is
see, and
something that Kanye West actually suggested we do as well. We kind of forget about history and take a look just at the engineering, the logical, rational side of all of this. Because for all of the emotional outrage that he causes when he says
all the owners of the NFL teams, it pretty much runs
something that Kanye West actually suggested we do as
somebody
Which is
says
what, man?
that's it. There you go. See, this is the interview he does with Ye or Kanye West. All right.
And call you out in your bullshit, because I hope I'm somebody you can trust. Can trust you.
and I think this is something.
Yeah, what he said. He goes, I don't trust you, and that's good. All right. Even though he's bugged out, he said, I don't trust you. Ecclesiastes 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, man. Like iron rusteth, so of his wickedness. Okay. So he knows Tucker Carlson, and that guy knows, man. All right. That even they're looking at him like he's bugged out. You know. But I think at this period of time, I think his mind control must have broke down, because he started talking a hell of a lot of truth. And he spoke to that white guy, and that's the same guy that interviewed Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson was saying, I met people and they were black Hebrew Israelites, and it was so far out there, etc.
Read that, I took that as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I don't take no disrespect from nobody. So let's get on the phone. Let's talk that out.
See, so around about that time, I think that his mind control broke down.
His son.
Right?
Dr. Dre, his son. Out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing.
See, he said Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Meaning, when you sell out, you basically, are a slave, and if you don't do what you're told, all right, they take you out. You have to make sacrifices and so forth, all right, for fortune and fame. And one of the things they do is MK Ultra mind control. And I think at this period of time, I think his mind control broke down and he started to speak some real truth. And he was interviewed by that same guy that Tucker Carlson interviewed, man. This guy, it was exactly this. I think it's exactly the same guy. This guy, all right. And you can see the few interview online, okay. But Tucker Carlson said, look, I met these guys and it was off camera, and this was so far out there. But you know what the moral of the story is? It doesn't matter what they do, all right, how clever they are, all right. As 2 Corinthians 13:8, for we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And that truth is setting our people free. And it's mainly going to set the elect free, man. All right? So they know who our people are. Tucker Carlson can play all he wants, man. All right? One more scripture I'm going to close. All right? Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea. All right? So imagine having a handful of sand. Can you count those grains of sand in your hand? No, you can't. So Israelites are innumerable, all right, and we're scattered all around the world. So if our people have been scattered around the world, obviously you're gonna have Israelites in China. They might not look like the Israelites in America, all right. You're gonna have Israelites over there in Bahrain, in Gaza Strip, in what's it called, in Jordan, okay. You might have Israelites in Azerbaijan. So are they going to all look like, a Wesley Snipes? No, they're not. All right. So the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. All right. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, which is mainly America, which is called Babylon the Great in the Bible, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. All right. And we are the sons of the living God. It doesn't matter, about Tucker Carlson or, this guy, pretending that, they don't know who they are and saying, oh, he's far out there and calling us black Hebrew Israelites. Just remember that the Lord said, all right, that we'll be called bywords. All right, Deuteronomy 28:37, thou shalt become an astonishment. And people are astonished when they look at our people because our people are completely out of their mind, man. All right. And one of the things that they're astonished at is the fact that, these people have been enslaved by whites, but they treat white people like gods and goddesses, man. Even worship their God, the one you call Jesus Christ, and if you Google Jesus Christ, he's a so-called white man, man. All right. Thou shalt become an astonishment. So people are astonished at that, man. Here it is, you're blacker than the ace of spades. And then your Messiah that you're worshipping is a so-called white man. And let's prove that. Let's Google Jesus Christ and see what comes up. All right. Jesus. Sweet Jesus. All right, let's put sweet Jesus, and see what comes up. Sweet Jesus. All right, let's click on images and see what comes up, man. Oh my gosh, they must have an ice cream called Sweet Jesus. Look at this madness, man. Sweet Jesus. Wow, man. You see? All right. Look at this, man. Sweet Jesus, preacher man. But let me not go too off topic. All right, let's put Jesus Christ and see what comes up. All right, there you go. What comes up? Images of Cesare Borgia. All right, so people are astonished, man. They look at us and think, you know what? These people are out of their mind. We've conquered them, we've enslaved them, we've destroyed them, and yet they worship a Messiah that looks like us. That alone is astonishing, man. You know, and it's very sad, man. But hey, that's for the ones of our people that are not gonna make it. All right, you ain't gonna make it if you're worshiping this guy, man. Okay, you're that alone it makes people astonished, man. All right, and it says a proverb and a byword. Black is a byword. Black is just a color. All right, among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. All right, so we're in astonishment. A proverb and a byword among all the nations, whether the Lord led us to, man. He scattered us because of our disobedience. All right, but when all these things happen, all right, it's a good thing because they can't do anything against the truth, but they're for the truth because the word is going out, and by the word going out via these celebrities like Tucker Carlson, Vladimir Putin, Hitler as well. He said that the Jews. He said that the what's it called? He said that the let me see. I'll show you here. Hitler. I think he said in an article. That's it. He said it, and I had this book, you know, and this is a book called what was this called? I think it was called The Nazis by Edwin Hertzstein, I think his name is. All right, and in that book, it had this page here, where over there in Nazi Germany they did a documentary showing that the nigger, and the word nigger there is just Negro in German, all right, is the real Jew, all right? Okay, so he knew, okay, and I think this is the quote there, and this is from Cora Digest. Did Hitler say black people are jewels of the world, all right? And it's titled Hitler's Confession, and when Hitler said, even on his deathbed, I would start World War III. All right, the day mankind finds out I was trying to defend the German nation. All right, that's Germany. From then, that's the day World War III would start. All right, for mankind will learn I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, Illuminati, and the Jews. And he's talking about, you know, the other, you know, the small hats. For if America wins the war, they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews. And they will try to conquer God. Do you know who America has in its possession? And this is a conversation with one of his head generals. And that general says, no. The soldier replied, all right, and he said, the Americans have the jewels of God. The Americans have stolen God's precious jewels. And he says, what do you mean? All right, and then Hitler said, America has stolen the Jews of God, his jewelry. The Negroes, they are the true Hebrews. You see? So, was he for us? No, he wasn't for us. But what does the Bible say? It says, man's goings are of the Lord. Proverbs 20 and 24. All right? And through this dialogue, this dialogue was done during World War II. And World War II was from 1939 to 1945. All right? So this dialogue that I just read to you here, all right, was basically done during World War II. Okay, So it must have been from 1939 to 1945. Okay? But now, we're talking about, what, 70 plus years later, this has all come out. And when things like this has come out, and people look at historical figures like Hitler and other, modern day celebrities now like Kanye West or Tucker Carlson, them talking about this truth is waking up our people. So you can't do nothing against the truth but before the truth, man. And that leads to what this scripture says. All right, Hosea 1:10. Yet the number of children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, that cannot be measured or numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, which is mainly America, Babylon the Great, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. And that's what's happening. So it doesn't matter what trickery they want to come out with. They can't do nothing against the truth. They'll be for the truth, because this word is spreading, and through this information going out on the internet, wherever the elect are scattered, they're going to see things like that. And these are going to be the triggers that is going to help wake them up and seal them and come into its truth and seal them, man. Everything's preordained. All right. So I hope you were edified. Short video, but until the next one, shalom.